Sci-Fi movie nerds, and welcome to another episode of the Sci-Fi Movie Guy. This is weekly show number 46, and my name is Mike. So thanks for joining me today. We got a couple of issues we're going to talk about today, and the first one I'd like to get to is Blade Runner 2049. What did I think of it? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I went and saw it. I went in with an open mind. I did not like the original Blade Runner. Did not like it at all. I know that the original Blade Runner did awful at the box office, but over time it became one of those cult classic movies. And for some reason or another, everybody seems to love it. They love the final cut the best, better than the theatrical version. But I went into this movie with a very open mind. I liked what I was seeing in the trailers, and unfortunately, I did not like this movie. Did it have some redeeming qualities? Yes. The cinematography was great. The visuals were great. It brought me right back to the feeling and the world that I saw in the original Blade Runner. So great, but I never really cared for it that much. So for me, they were challenging a couple of questions. This is going to be completely non-spoilers. Ryan Gosling does an amazing acting job in this movie, so I can't fault him, but I wasn't a fan of the script. So even though he was doing a great job and the visual effects were good, not my cup of tea. So for this movie, I'm going to tell you it's a wait for video. Is it worth seeing? Sure. Is it worth paying the price in the movie theaters? No, I don't think so. So for me, this is a wait for video, guys. You may think differently. Please let me know in the comments section below what you think. I'm not really going to get into it much more than that because all I have is not nice things to say about this movie. So let's just move on. So I just finished watching the 4th episode of Star Trek Discovery. And guess what, folks? I like the Orville better. Yeah, I said it. I am a Star Trek fan from way back. I love Next Generation. I love Deep Space Nine even more. I watched all of Enterprise. I watched all of Voyager, even though I wasn't really a big fan of Voyager. Even the original series I like. I like the movies. I like all original 10. I like the reboots. Not the reboots as much. The last one was pretty bad, the way they killed all those bees with some 90s music. But this Star Trek Discovery, other than in this last episode, the really cool ship that starts spinning, that was some pretty good visual effects, but I think the writers in this show are completely missing the mark on Star Trek. I think that what they're doing with this show is trying to get new viewers in, and they know that I'm a little bit older and I like my Star Trek campy, like the Next Generation, like Deep Space Nine. And this show is more set on the visuals, the war, the action. I can't stand that they still are doing subtitles for every single piece of Klingon wording. Eventually you could drop that if there's no English-speaking people in the room. Just do it for a couple sentences and then speak English, because it really takes me out of the show when I have to sit there and read subtitles the whole time, because then I'm not focusing on what you guys wanted for this show, and that's it to be the most visually stunning Star Trek television show. But visually stunning can only get you so far. Star Trek is about stories, it's about character development, and this is just not doing it for me. Michael, the main character, I think she is doing a horrible acting job in this TV show. I could keep going on about that, but let's talk about the Orville. So a lot of people, when they first watched the Orville, they were hoping for Family Guy in space. Well, I wasn't. I was hoping for a science fiction fantasy show, and I got it. I have had great character development, and with some of Seth MacFarlane funny humor thrown in, which is exactly what I want. One of the best science fiction TV shows ever was Stargate SG-1, and that had some funny stuff in it. And the Orville, I know it's not great on special effects, but you know what? It doesn't have to be. That new Orville ship where it's got the 3 drives that kick in before they go into warp, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not as cool as all the millions and millions of dollars they spent on the special effects for the Star Trek Discovery to spin around, but When I watch science fiction, I want to care about the characters, I want humor, and I want a great storyline, and I want them to, delve into some of the problems and issues that are going on in the real world, because that's what science fiction has always done the best, is delve into stuff going on in the real world. And holy crap, has the Orville ever done that. They've tackled transgender, they've tackled race, they've tackled marriage at work. Like they are tackling some pretty big issues on this comedy sci-fi show. This last episode was probably the best out of all of them. So yeah, I think the Orville is better than Star Trek Discovery. But again, I want to know in the comments below, what do you guys think? Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why you love Star Trek Discovery, because I'm not seeing it. And the final thing that I want to talk about quickly is the Last Jedi trailer is coming out tomorrow. So the second trailer. Now we are only a couple months away from this movie and we've only had one trailer so far. So I am really excited for this new trailer coming out tomorrow night on Monday Night Football. Make sure you guys, I have never watched a full game of Monday Night Football in my life, nor do I plan on it. I'm just going to hit record on the PVR. Figure out when it's halfway through and go back and find the trailer and watch the trailer. It'll probably pop up on YouTube an hour after it airs on Monday Night Football, but I want to see it first. So I'll be coming to you tomorrow night after I see the trailer, and I'll give you my trailer reaction and what I thought of it. Again, let me know in the comment section below what you think about what I've talked about today. Love to hear if you love Star Trek Discovery. Love to hear if you love Blade Runner 2049. By the way, it bombed at the box office. We just got in the box office report for the weekend, and it barely broke $30 million. And this is a $171 million budget movie. So if it keeps going like this, it's going to be right in line with what the original Blade Runner did. Nothing. So, you know what? Yeah, I guess anything over the test of time, 30 years, can become a great movie. So let's wait 30 years and see if you guys all think this movie's great, but I sure don't. And that's it for me. Thank you for joining. You can email me, movieguySciFi@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook @movieguySciFi. And remember, everybody, nerds rule the world.